one of the tribesmen is being cast into the abyss again. As Rudo was exiled and fell into the abyss, he realized and remembered that it was just the same when he was little. One of his tribe's folk was exiled, and the citizens just wondered why the tribesmen were committing a crime even if they knew that they'd be dropped into the abyss. The truly filthy beings are the citizens, who will never understand how the tribesmen think, because for the citizens, they are just impure tribespeople. Even a young kid, Rudo, is also wondering why it is that everyone is so concerned about the filth and the crooks, yet no one cares or even considers what had happened if they fell into the abyss themselves. As we continue the story, Rudo is now running from the monsters that were behind their back. He is now sprinting on the surface, heading for vengeance. The kid is clueless about what the monsters are that are chasing him, and how it is that there are monsters in the abyss. Rudo is now running for his life. The kid kept on dashing and dodging while he was running from monsters. In his mind, he was asking what the monsters were that were behind him, and what kind of world was in the abyss. Every time he looks back at the monsters, his fear increases even more. As he saw the monsters form, he thought that those monsters were like a living heap of trash. It looks like a wild beast made of garbage and scraps that just chases him out of nowhere. Again, on his mind, he is trying to ask himself how the hell the monster got there. While Rudo is running, he keeps looking over his shoulder to check if the monsters are going to catch up to him. Rudo was shocked when the monster attacked him. It swiftly dashed towards him to eat him. Luckily, Rudo's reflexes were activated, and he quickly dodged the monster. The kid was surprised by the speed and power of the monster that moved swiftly, even though it was large. As he jumped, he landed on something, and it caught his attention. Rudo's hand landed on something. It's a skull of a human, so it makes the young boy get scared and panic. He thinks that he might end up like that skull if the monster catches him. The boy is now frustrated as he's facing the monsters getting closer to him. He blamed everyone and started cursing the people above. The poor boy is alone, facing monsters that he doesn't know where they came from. He lost himself and started shouting. He is asking how dare the people banish him to the abyss, which is like a hell's cape for a young boy like him. He is not crying because he is full of hatred in his heart. Since the boy is shouting and so careless, his feet, which are stepping on a pile of garbage, suddenly slip, causing him to lose his balance and fall. He failed to grab onto something to avoid falling, so he was just stunned and let himself fall. Rudo started to fall and stumble on the pile of garbage and scraps. He can't stop rolling and falling because there's nothing to hold on to on the steep mountain of trash. As Rudo rolls through the steep mountain, the monsters are looking for him. They keep on roaring and howling, but suddenly stop out of nowhere. Below the steep mountain of scraps, there's the young boy, Rudo, who has just fallen from above. He couldn't move, and he thought that his situation was getting bad, because if it kept going, he would end up like the skull he saw earlier. The air in the abyss is dark and suffocating. If a person keeps inhaling it, it will cause a simple human's lungs to give out. Rudo has already inhaled a lot of this air, and he is catching his breath because of the polluted air in the abyss. His time is ticking, so he needs to hurry. Rudo has to escape somewhere safe quickly, because if he keeps inhaling the air or gets caught by the monster, he will end up dead. However, while he tries to figure out how and where to escape, he has just taken in the whole place. The young boy is now lying on the ground full of scraps, and around him, all can see is scraps and garbage. Rudo started to get scared while he asked himself if there was any safe place in the world, like the abyss, which was full of scraps monsters, and polluted air. He described that the abyss is like a garbage dump of an unknown world. The boy could resist the pain and started vomiting blood because of the polluted air that he had already inhaled as he entered the abyss. Because of the noise and smell made by the blood from Rudo, the monster detected his location and turned towards him as they traced the smell of blood. The monster started to rush towards him and get closer to him. Rudo couldn't move and started to ask himself if he was incapable of doing anything again, just like when he let Regdo die. Rudo fell to the ground completely and couldn't move. As he waited for his end, Regdo suddenly entered his mind, the one who had served as his parent since his real parents had abandoned him. In his mind, the face and body of Regdo on the ground covered in blood flashed back. He remembered what just happened to the only person who cared for, trusted, and loved him. His eyes widened in anger as he remembered what had happened to his most beloved old man, Regdo. When Rudo remembered Regdo, he suddenly came back to his senses. He tries to fight his body and insists that he can't be eaten or killed there. He believes that he still has things to do. He needs to know who killed Regdo, who tried to frame him, and who looked down on him. Rudo promised to beat all of them to death. He stood bravely and held a hose pipe in his hand that served as a weapon to defend himself from the monster. Even though the boy is struggling with the polluted air, he resists and moves. Rudo stares at the monster and angrily insists that he can't just die there, not until he finds the murderer of Regdo. He tightened his grip on the weapon he had just picked up out of nowhere. Rudo is no longer afraid, and all he thinks about is that he cannot die until he has avenged Regdo. He faced the monster and prepared himself to attack. Suddenly, he started to dash in full force. The persistent boy rushes towards the monster. Earlier, he was the one running, but now he's chasing the monster and starting to attack. Not far from them, someone is observing Rudo from the very first second he enters the abyss. The boy is being watched by one of the people in the abyss, and that person is just watching how Rudo ran earlier from monsters. However, he was shocked when he saw the little boy, Rudo, start to get a weapon and fight the monsters. He can't believe how brave the boy is and how powerful he is. Rudo started attacking the monsters and threw the garbage, causing the cart to emit a large amount of smoke. The boy started to run and dash towards the monsters even though he was just using a hose pipe. Rudo madly attacks the monsters who are just howling at him. The boy shouted to the monsters that they should give Rudo a break, and he cursed the monsters. Rudo mentioned that the monster's smell is worse than Regdo's farts. He throws the hose pipe he was holding with full force and is quickly flown into the air. He hit one of the monsters on his throat, and it made the monster growl. He didn't stop that. He rushed and dashed towards the monster's neck to attack again. However, after his attack, the monster also attacked him with full force, and as the monster hit him, Rudo flew into the air and couldn't defend himself because of the strength of the monster. Rudo flew away as he was attacked by the monster. Even though he tried to block the claws of the monster with his hands, he still flew out. As Rudo reaches the ground, he stands up immediately and grabs a galvanized steel and is ready to attack again. He didn't give up. As Rudo regained his strength, he tightened his grip on the steel and rushed towards the monster, swinging the steel towards the monster. The young boy used all his strength and attacked the monster with full force. It made the monster cut in half, and it was destroyed by the galvanized steel from the scraps. Rudo just laughs right after he attacks the monster and cuts it in two. As he reached the ground, he started to slowly fall to his knees because he had almost lost all his strength from his last attack. Rudo's whole body shook because he was gradually weakening. Rudo could no longer stand or move due to the weakness of his entire body. He was just kneeling on the floor after his attack when he suddenly felt something splashing towards him. He slowly looked at what was going in his direction, and he saw that it was the garbage from Monster. The young boy didn't know what to do as he saw the scraps and garbage flying in the sky towards him. He can't move his legs and will not be able to avoid or dodge it because he can't get out of his position. He might get killed if he is hit by that garbage. An umbrella suddenly showed up out of nowhere. It looked like an umbrella made of dirt and scraps. The garbage started to crush towards Rudo's direction. A lot of scraps and garbage flew, causing an explosion due to their powerful force. Rudo had already accepted his fate because he could no longer move where he was. He simply closed his eyes. However, a shadow suddenly covered the face of Rudo, and he wasn't hit by the things he expected to fall on him, so he slowly opened his eyes. Rudo was shocked as he saw what was behind the shadow covering his face. The young boy still couldn't move, and he was covered in blood. He had bruises and was still trying to catch his breath. The brave young boy, Rudo, who defeated the monster, was saved by a mysterious man with an umbrella. The man is wearing a mask with a hose connected to a sling bag that looks like it contains some air. The one who saved Rudo wears ragged and dirty clothes that look like the same clothes from the slum. Rudo can't say a word or move a thing. The man is just looking at him while Rudo is wondering in his mind who the guy in front of him is and why the man saved his life. Rudo's savior wears a creepy mask too, just like the mask of Regdo's murderer. The man started to grab the hood of the cloth of Rudo and slowly pull it, while Rudo was clueless about what the man was trying to do or where the man would bring him. However, as the man pulls Rudo and faces the back of Rudo in front of him, he kicks Rudo with his one leg, causing Rudo to vomit blood again. After Rudo vomited all the blood, he asked the man what was wrong and why the man had kicked him. But the man didn't answer him and immediately put a mask on Rudo's face that helped the boy to breathe properly. Rudo was surprised by the mask that was given to him by the man who just helped because he is now able to breathe clearly and properly. Rudo, being careful, didn't say anything and just looked at the man's face. Rudo immediately asked if the man was a human like him, but the guy who helped Rudo didn't say anything, so the young boy was clueless about why he received help from someone he didn't know. The young boy kept wondering and asking what in the world the place he is in is, and what those monsters that attacked him earlier are. The guy who helped him suddenly held his mask and asked Rudo to shut up for a bit. The boy was shocked as the guy answered and waited for the next action of the guy who helped him. Due to the curiosity of the boy, he kept asking the guy about the world they are in right now, but the guy just kept on asking him to shut up and keep silent. Rudo is persistent and explained that he's fallen from above, and he has no idea what's going on. The abyss, or the underground, he wants to know where they are. The guy answered him that they are not in the underground, and asked Rudo again not make any loud noises, or just shut up. Since the man is trying to keep silent, he is whispering and Rudo can't hear it, so the young boy speaks louder and explains to the guy that he can't hear anything, so the guy should speak more clearly. The guy gets pissed and tries to repeat what he just said earlier. He reiterated to the kid that they are not in the underground yet, because they are just on the surface. The voice of the guy is rising because he gets pissed off at Rudo. The guy explained further to Rudo that the garbage all over the place is what the Sky People, together with Rudo, have dumped there. Rudo made the guy angry, so the guy mentioned again that Rudo should shut his mouth and keep quiet. While the guy scolded Rudo, he pointed his finger behind them, and Rudo saw the monsters from earlier. The guy irritably said to Rudo that because of the kid, the monsters already know that they are still there, hiding in the scraps. The young boy, Rudo, was surprised and couldn't believe that the monster behind the man was the one he had taken out earlier. His eyes widened as he saw that the monster looked like it hadn't received any damage. The guy explained that the monster behind them is called the aberrant beast, and those things look the same as a trash heap monster. The guy added that Rudo should listen to him, because no matter how many times he beats those monsters with a normal weapon, it's just useless. He also explained to Rudo that the beast they are facing doesn't usually respond to sounds humans make. That's why he was talking in a low voice, but Rudo started shouting. Rudo can't believe that there's a beast like that in the abyss. The guy is preparing to fight and explained to Rudo that the aberrant beasts that were spotted are special. That's why he doesn't do anything flashy to get the attention of those beasts. The guy pointed his umbrella at Rudo and insisted that he was not normally speaking that loudly and blamed Rudo for the beasts coming to them. The umbrella that was held by the guy who saved Rudo glows and emits a power as the guy tightens his grip on it. The young boy, Rudo, was surprised by what he saw, and he couldn't believe what was happening to the umbrella. The guy became calm after scolding Rudo and explained that shouting out feels so much better. Then he swung the umbrella, which caused the umbrella to change its appearance. It became an umbrella with blades and a design that was written in a different language. The man called the boy and asked Rudo to clean up. The aberrant beast started to move and rush towards them, and the guy just stood while holding the umbrella. He is waiting for the monster. As the monstrous beast started to get closer, the guy pointed his umbrella towards the beast and started to spin its handle. As the guy spins the handle of the umbrella, a tornado-like wind appears due to the strength and power of the man using the umbrella. It started to blow away other things around it. Rudo was just standing and was amazed at what he was seeing. The tornado from the umbrella slowly swallowed the monster, and the man who used the umbrella defeated the monster swiftly by spinning the umbrella, creating a tornado-like power that destroyed the whole body of the aberrant beast. The guy started to move. He swung the umbrella around him while it was spinning and emitting a tornado-like power. The young boy, Rudo, saw everything. He saw how the monster vanished and was demolished by the power of the guy who helped him. The power of the wind from the umbrella made the standing Rudo sit on the ground. He is trying to understand what's with the umbrella that was used by the man to defeat the beast. He was terrified of the power and was relieved that the monster was not coming back anymore, as the head of it fell in front of him. The mysterious guy continued attacking the other beast. He dashed here and there while swinging his sword and insisting that there were many monsters there. He jumped towards the head of one of the monsters, and he flew above the sky by just jumping. Then he uses the umbrella as he slowly falls to the ground. The man looks like he is flying and gliding. He is positioning himself above the monsters. That's why he jumps to the sky and uses the umbrella as his tool to move in the air. As he had already positioned himself at the center of the monsters he rode, he closed his umbrella and started to ride it. Unbreaker, a tear. He stomped on the umbrella, and pushed it down to the ground. The guy fell so fast, together with his umbrella. It's too powerful. It causes the ground to break as the umbrella hits it. A huge explosion occurred because of the powerful attack of the man, which caused the monsters to vanish and be destroyed. The heads of the monsters were crushed, and they were instantly pulverized by the umbrella's power. Rudo was amazed, and he couldn't believe that by just the use of the umbrella, the monsters were defeated. There were many aberrant beasts earlier, and in just a minute, they were all wiped out by a man using the umbrella. There are lines on the ground because of the umbrella's power, and there are no monsters left after the man's last attack. There are a lot of questions inside the head of Rudo. He is wondering if the technology used on the umbrella only exists in the abyss, or if the man is just a special human. Rudo is still sitting and not moving, thinking about having the power the same as the man who defeated the monster, so he can also take out those people above who exiled him. The man started to walk towards him after defeating the beasts, and he asked if Rudo was still alive. Rudo stared at the man with destructive power. The little boy, Rudo, is so curious and asks who the man is. He badly wants to know who helped him and why. He also wants to have the same power as the man has. Because of the question of Rudo, the man stood walking towards him and slowly removed his mask to show the little boy his face. The guy had already removed his mask and introduced himself in a cool way. He is Engine, and he's just an average janitor. He smiled at Rudo to show that he was not an enemy. However, he quickly put his mask on because he smelled the stench of the abyss. He added that he took his mask off without thinking and blamed Rudo for it because Rudo made him do it. The little boy was clueless, but at least he is now safe with Engine. Rudo is now safe with one of the people in the abyss. But who is Engine, and why does he have that kind of power? How can Rudo get back to his home? Please stay tuned for the next episodes, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell button to keep updated. Thanks.